Okay. Mike, was this the toughest team that you played all year?
By far, by far. It was the toughest game. Those guys wouldn't give up. They were fired up, and they kept coming after us and scoring, putting points on the board. And our team just didn't die.
Now, after Notre Dame's third quarter pursuit and coming within a couple of points of you, what was the feeling on the bench? What was said?
Well, I felt that we're going to have to get back on there and do something. We weren't moving the ball offensively real well. They were stopping our passing game pretty well, and we couldn't run. And the guys just decided they wanted to block, and they just blocked them. They blocked them when we drove down on them that one time and put the ball right down in the end zone. The offensive linemen just did a great job today. Just a great job.
Now that you've had the regular season, you're 11-0, you're going to win the national championship. What's it all about? What's it like? What has it been to play with this particular team? Well, they're saying that this SC team is one of the most powerful ever assembled. Do you agree with that?
Well, I think man for man, if you matched it up, we're probably one of the best college teams put together. I think we have great personnel, great personnel.
Great afternoon, in spite of it being Notre Dame, and good luck in the Rose Bowl.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Save it, please. Craig Furtick, was this your toughest game of the year?
Oh, it sure was, Tom. Boy, I can't give enough credit to Notre Dame. Boy, they played hard, both offensively and defensively. They really did a job. They give a great amount of credit to their defensive linebackers. Boy, they did a super job.
Now, you're on the phones talking to the offensive people up in the stands, up in the booth there. What was the conversation during that third period when Notre Dame really came back at you?
Well, we felt we had to change the momentum of the game. Of course, being from Notre Dame, you know when Notre Dame gets momentum, boy, it's tough to stop. And we felt that we had to control the football, Tom. We hadn't up until that time. We had to move the ball when we got it. Our defense made a break for us. We got the ball, and we moved it.
Craig, you were responsible for a great USC win over Notre Dame. Would you relive that situation with me?
Oh, I'm enjoying this one really much more, to tell you the truth. God, it was so long ago, Tommy. It was just great protection by a bunch of linemen who weren't supposed to be very good. Great catch by Rod Sherman, and truthfully, I didn't see it because Alan Page hit me harder than any human being should hit another one. But it was a great win, and so was today's win for these kids.
Craig, great. Good luck to you in the Rose Bowl.
Thanks very much, Tommy. See you later.
Was this the toughest game of the season?
Yes, it was.
What problems did Notre Dame pose? They seem to run at you a little better than anyone has this year.
They gave us a little problem with the fake passing off tackle. But once we got reorganized again, we stopped it pretty good.
Now, there seems to be tremendous momentum that SC is able to build. You seem to be powerful. You're always able to call on that power. How would you describe it?
I don't know. It's pretty hard to say. That's just having an explosive team, I think.
Mm-hmm. Is this the most explosive? Is this the strongest team you've ever seen or played on?
Yes, it is.
So now thoughts of the Rose Bowl, huh?
Right.
Well, listen, good luck to you, and great game, and it was a great season.
Right, thank you. All right.
Save it, baby. Anthony, for Amanda, score 6 touchdowns. Just like realizing all of the possible greatness that he has in his body. What was it like out there today? How did you feel doing it? For you has been one of adjustment from a college, high school quarterback to a running back here in college. How does it feel? What are some of the things that you went through that you really had to change and get into to become as great as you are today?
Well, I think I told you this about 2 or 3 weeks ago. The correlation between quarterback and tailback is different because, from the center you're taking it and from the tailback you're receiving it. And I had to work on that all year to get that down. You see, whereas from quarterback I just take it and run. And then tailback you got to, angle back, take it from the quarterback, and then pick your lane. And then where quarterback can find a lane quicker than you go. But the tailback is different. That's what you have to work on if you're coming from a quarterback to a tailback. And that's what I had to work on.
You really feel that in running into other people as a carrier, as a ball carrier, that you have to punish them as much as they punish you. You got power when I think of the Trojans, and you seem to be able to call on it and deliver it when you need it.
That's right. Especially when Notre Dame's momentum came back when it was 25-23, and I think when I scored that kickoff return, that really broke their backs, and we got our momentum going back. And that's what we have to have even to beat Ohio State.
Stratton, you've got a good head on you. Continued success, and let's get the Rose Bowl.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Eddie.
All right.
Beautiful, Tony.
How you doing, man? Oh.
There you go.
Okay. Sam, you've done one hell of a job out there this year in blocking and leading those blockers and all of the things that you're able to do down close and diving over that line. How's it been playing for this USC team?
It's just been great because, the past 2 years we've had sort of down years, and then this year we finally put it all together, and it's just an enjoyable feeling, with my teammates and everything, because there's a lot more unity this year than there have been in the past couple of years. So I just enjoyed the whole season.
Was this Notre Dame team the toughest you've ever played?
They were tough, you know, they were good, but I don't know. It all depends, you know, on the circumstances and how we're feeling, you know, which team is the toughest.
But you seem to possess so much power as a team that no one really phases you, especially in the late stages of the game.
Well, you know, really, when the whole team as a whole puts their mind together to do one thing, you know, then we do it, you know, because we have a positive way of thinking this year, so, and you know, we just do it. That's all it is to it.
Now, this is the age of specialization, and you're a specialist, especially in that close yardage when you dive over there. Do you have any fears of doing that? That's a dangerous thing, but quite effective in the Rose Bowl.
Thank you very much.
All right. Take a couple of minutes of your time. Okay, we rolling? This was a tough one, especially when you came back so well against one of the strongest teams ever assembled.
Well, we were down 19-3. That really hurt us and kind of forced us out of our game plan, made us throw the ball a little bit more than we wanted. But then the turnaround came, of course. I think the biggest play of the game was Davis' kickoff return after we made it 25-23, because I felt we had momentum. We were running the ball well, and our defense in the previous series has held real well. And I felt that it was going to be, the game could go either way at that stage. But his kickoff return turned the momentum completely around. He was just outstanding today, no question about it.
Now you end up the season 8-2 and face some of the nation's powers. It's one of the most powerful teams that you've ever played against. It was a rebuilding year for you. You have a lot of positions to fill and so forth. What can we expect from the Irish in the future?
We've got a lot of young people out there, and I would say offhand, there's a lot of people that were picking us as a 6-4 team. Also, I think this football team is a better football team than a lot of people give it credit for being. Again, I think we demonstrated that today. Also, made an awful lot of errors. We've been making these errors this year, but I think we're young, and I think as we go through, some of these fellows become sophomores, freshmen do, and some of the sophomores become juniors and become a better ball club.
Now, does this take any of the shine off of your Orange Bowl appearance?
I really don't think so. We're delighted to go to the Orange Bowl. We're pleased to be a part of it. Nebraska's an outstanding football team. I think today's game also demonstrated that there's a very, very small difference between the number 1 team in the country and the number 10 team in the country. I think what you see is that in college football, we have maybe 20 outstanding football teams. And on the right day, anything can happen. I think all bowl games will be having teams that are outstanding ball clubs. Of course, California is undefeated, and they richly deserve the number 1 ranking. But certainly I don't feel bad about the way our football team played against the Trojans. I think they held in there well, considering the fact that we fell so far behind. It could have been a rout. But we came back and made quite a game of it.
Wide shot? Okay. Ready? How do you feel that you size up against Nebraska?
Well, right now, I'm not worrying about the Nebraska. We're going to take maybe a week or so, week and a half off, and we'll start to look at film and start to prepare for them against Oklahoma. And they've got some outstanding runners, and they've got some outstanding passer and hum. And they run the attack, of course, very similar to the one in Southern California. Rogers is a guy that'll make us nervous like Davis did today. You know, he can take the punts back, he can take the kickoffs back. So we're going to be confronted with very similar problems than the one we faced today. So it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a tough one for us.
But Notre Dame is all in favor of postseason play now and going to bowls.
Well, the university has looked favorably 3 of the last 4 years. So I think they will evaluate each year individually, and I would like to think that they would approve most of them. They have. They've improved all 4 of them, really, and we've gone to 3 of them. So we'll look forward, and I hope that we're good enough in the future to be invited to the bowl.
Thank you very much again.
Okay. Thank you, Tom.